Hello and welcome to Effective Evolution. And today we're with Gediz Vallis of Mars. And that is our objectivity today. And we'll get familiar with this region with some probing tools as usual and transform tools and the like. And also we'll incorporate the infrared camera and you'll notice that there are some very interesting patterns and objects or whatnot. For example, there are some structures that look like caves, also the statue like structures, various patterns, and believe it or not, a six sided structure that has a lot of implications. And later on, we'll incorporate some other probing or an exploration into some patterns and intricate designs or whatnot and try to speculate as to what they might be. And we'll get to that right away. And of course, you're encouraged to come up with your own thoughts as usual and your own speculative ideas or whatnot. So let's get right to it. And with this Gediz Vallis area on Mars, and the objectivity, of course, is to probe for certain areas, regions of attraction or whatnot, and then to come up with some ideas regarding their implications or whatnot. And you definitely will notice the symmetrical shapes and linear patterns or whatnot, and also various designs and pathways, routes, or whatnot, and they're all designed on the particular side of this slope, which is perhaps 200 meters to 1,500 meters or so away, and also there are some or statue-like designs or forms or edifice or whatnot that are very interesting types of architecture with intricate patterns that you could notice as well, right in the middle lower part of the screen. And there was some attention brought to the quote cave-like structure, which appears to be concave down, and it is about 2 kilometers to 5 kilometers or so in the background. But that is very interesting as well, as you can see right here. And just notice all of these patterns with the various intricate designs that seem to be created for some purpose. And would that be found naturally with regards to being the work of nature or whatnot? The symmetry is uncanny, and also it does appear to be planned. There's also a trough-like or basin-like type of cavity here. Would that be designed to hold something or whatnot? Mind you, these structures were probably made over millions and millions of years ago, so keep that in perspective. And using the various transformation tools, such as the exposure tool and the infrared tool as well, you'll notice that some structures just pop out, and that's where the intricate designs could be further analyzed or whatnot. And it does indicate that there is some very creative ideas being employed with their construction. And add to that the conscious brightness tool and also the regular other methodologies such as the burn and dodge instrument or whatnot. And you can come up with some various, very beautiful and intricate creations to explore further. And just notice that with the infrared version, you can see that Gediz Vallis and some of the linear patterns pop up somewhat more. And you could determine some more intricate designs perhaps just for spending some time on it. And perhaps you can notice also that there does appear to be more granulation, i.e. more detailed material that's around the quote cave area in the distance. And the two other designs here which have been indicated do indicate that there are other patterns here. There are also some very interesting designs here, particularly around here. And you can see that there does appear to be linear patterns, very symmetrical designs. And there's also a six-sided, somewhat hollow area here. And after you spend some time on this, it definitely has some implications that are quite interesting, you must admit. This particular six-sided area, a sexagon or whatnot, does have some very noticeable patterns, linear patterns, and the area around it as well does have some very beautiful structures. And perhaps it will take a bit more time to come up with some ideas about that. But these designs are very intricate and do indicate that they've been created by some other type of civilized technology. And six-sided shape, there also seems to be other structures popping up. And for example, the handle-like looking formations here. It says some type of shelter or building structure or type of architecture. It is very peculiar. It has a handle-like shape to it. Like a giant hand can somehow grab that for some reason. But it is planned architecture, you must admit. And we have some other somewhat more detailed clips with regards to this six-sided structure as well. And using the other transformation tools as well, you can notice that there are some intricate patterns here, and after you get more familiar with the area, they are somewhat more noticeable. All of these designs and their intricate patterns or whatnot. Are very encouraging, of course, to come up with some further thoughts. And with regards to these intricate areas now, we're going to focus in somewhat more here and perhaps to take some further clips of the area. You can see that there are some intricate designs in there. Very picturesque areas as well. And are these structures, in fact, types of buildings or certain pattern designs that are for a particular purpose or whatnot? Maybe for manufacturing or processing something? It does encourage you to come up with some further ideas, of course. And this particular area does appear to have some statue-like designs inside the somewhat, quote, circular areas or whatnot. And we'll make some clips of that right now just to come up with some further detail or whatnot. And these are just a few of the particular designs that we're exploring right now. There are many other parts of this panorama to get acquainted with, of course. You could probably notice some other structures as well that would indicate otherworldly types of architecture. And as we are somewhat more familiar with Gediz, Vallis of Mars, at this particular time, remember that we can always get more acquainted with the area, and there are other parts to discover as well. And until next time, keep on with your space hobby, and thank you for your time. And after going over this area, you must admit that some of the designs and patterns that we've become a bit more familiar with are very interesting, and they do imply that they have been created by other advanced type of technology, um, perhaps not Mother Nature by itself. And the cave quote shape that's in the 2 to 5 kilometers or so um, is very speculative, especially when you add the infrared tool onto that. It seems like there's more granulation and other designs that are around that particular area. And if it is, in fact, some type of cavity, a cave like cavity, it does have a lot of implications. And add to that the various patterns that we've explored and the designs, the hollowed out parts of the pathways on the surface, the troves or whatnot. It could, in fact, be indicative of something. Um, is this, in fact, the technology of another otherworldly type of civilization? And of course, that's the whole idea, is to to have you come up with your own ideas and to encourage your ideas as well. And until next time, please keep on with your exploration. And thank you once again for your time on effective evolution.